what is the biggest takeaway, biggest difference from your perspective, as everyone got away from you late?
I mean, we talked about it when we knew this series was happening. Both teams are so evenly matched. If you look at the numbers, it's probably like something you've never seen in history. And we spoke about whoever does the little things is going to win the series, and the little things will turn into the big things. And I think down the stretch, we had some key rebounds that we missed. There were times we didn't get the ball where it needed to be, or just, we're careless with the ball at times. And they're a great team. They're playing in an awesome arena. Like, you kind of have to pause for a little. This is fun. Like, this is great. I love it here, but I think the biggest thing though is, like, yes, it hurts. We're all feeling it. Like, there are so many more things we all could have done. You can feel that, but it's a quick turnaround, and we have to figure out what we need to do, regroup, and come back and give it another shot on Sunday.
Gosh, I'm sure you're pissed, like Mike said, you played so well throughout, and then one tough turnover at the end. Could you take us through that sequence, please?
Yeah, I mean, if I was a younger player, I would, be hanging my head a lot more. But the reality is that, that one turnover didn't decide the game. We made mistakes before that. But I do need to take care of the ball down the stretch. That's my job, is to put us in successful situations. So it's a tough one. But like E just said, we got a quick turnaround. That's the beauty of it, is we get to play another game. So we're gonna, feel this, be where our feet are now, shower, wash it off, and then leave it here at the gym. And we're gonna come back. We're gonna do it the hard way, and we're gonna take it back to DC. And I'm gonna give you a guaranteed facts period again. Let's do it.
Here she goes.
But it is we're very evenly matched. But I think for majority of the game, we showed that we can win, and it's the little things down the stretch that we just need to be more intentional with.
Last one from me. What changed as Jewel got hot? It seemed like they were doing something different, or was that just a great player getting hot?
No, great player getting hot. She made tough shots down the stretch. We knew that they were going to go to her, and that's just on me. I promise you, I'm going to be better next game.
And then Elena, talk about your performance. Obviously 26 points game high, and then also just the battle going against Brianna Stewart. She had the double-double, and you guys are pretty even in that.
Yeah, I mean, she's a great player. She poses a lot of challenges guarding her defensively. She moves all the time. So it's certainly a challenge for me, and one that I'm excited about. I feel like in this body that I've worked on for so long, I play so much better defense now. So before, I don't think I'd have this matchup. So proud of myself to be in this position. And she's a phenomenal player. You just have to try to make every shot as tough as you can.
And then for either of you, Shakira Austin's very first playoff game ever. I thought she had a huge positive impact for you guys down low. Just talk about her.
Shakira's been great for us all year. She's been our X factor in a lot of different ways. And the crazy part is she hasn't even scratched the surface of her potential yet. So to come in to have a solid game that she had, we're very proud of her. But there's more that we can all do, and there's more that Shakira can do and show. And so that's the exciting part going in the next game. But I think to come in, get her, jitters out, the playoff jitters for a rookie season. We're playing in a really tough arena. For her to show up the way that she did tonight, we're proud of her.
Elena, can you speak to the physicality of the games, that just the playoffs, or did it feel a little bit more?
No, I feel like it was very much just playoffs. Refs allowing us to play a little bit. But that's what you expect in the playoffs. You want to be able to be physical. That's what you're looking for. And you also don't want to watch free throws all game. Like, fans don't want to see that. So yeah, I feel like it was a great physical game. Everybody kind of ups the physicality when it comes to the playoffs.
This wasn't the outcome you guys wanted, but what are the positives you can take out of this? What are those kind of small adjustments that you feel like you really executed well today?
I thought our offense was flowing a lot better today. I know that was a point of emphasis for us this last week, and using those two indie games to really work on ourselves. And find our identity offensively, actions that we wanted to go to, implementing new plays. So the ball moved well. Defensively, we finished as the #1 defense in the league. That was our goal. I thought we were really solid up until that fourth quarter when we let a few rebounds get away from us and gave them second chance opportunities. So I think minor adjustments that we need to make to offensively. We got a little stagnant towards the ends, and we can't be stagnant. We got to get them moving side to side. And when we get them moving side to side, we take advantage of their switching and their mismatches. So just being more intentional in those last few minutes and really locking into what we want to do on both sides of the floor.
And then two teams who were so evenly matched, how did the crowd help Seattle maybe pull that one out tonight, and what impact did that have, especially in the fourth quarter?
I mean, they were quiet for majority of the game and then jumped on when the fourth quarter started coming. So it's a great arena to play in. I love this environment. We love this environment. We talked about, Elena sent us a video today of Kobe's mama mentality on the road and being road warriors. So we embraced it. The crowd didn't affect us at all. I thought we were really locked in for 40 minutes. It's just, again, making those minor adjustments that we need to make, worrying about ourselves and not about anything else.
All right, I'll go to Zoom for a couple questions. We'll start with Jen.
Hey, Elena. Hey, Tosh.
So, Jen.
Okay.
For both of you, in that stretch where Elena just kind of took over the game, Elena, what was working for you in that stretch? And Tosh, what does it feel like for you when she starts cooking like that?
Bah. The GOAT, period. I'll start first. Elena's the best player in the world. I don't care what anyone says, but to go through what she went through with her back, to put in the hours and work and time and frustrations and all that she did to be where she is today, back in the playoffs. It's a testament to her. It's a testament to the people that were around her to help her get on the floor. But this is Elena Deladon. This is what she does. I've been blessed to play with her for how many years we've been together now, 4 or 5.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it's a blessing to be able to step on the floor with her every single night, and even more impressive that she is going through what she's going through and she's still able to be the GOAT.
I feel like we started to change the pace and move the ball side to side. And when that happened, it opened up some driving lanes and areas where I could attack and they couldn't send the double as easily. And, just trying to move and get the ball in different places. So it's not just so predictable as to where they should send the double team from. But I think too, I don't know, I think I got to find a way to keep others involved. So in moments down the stretch where it's like doubles, triples, and finding people they feel confident and ready to shoot. But I can promise you, I will pour into everyone and we'll be ready to go.
And how's your shot feeling? I understand your dad was helping you earlier in the week.
Yeah, it feels great. Anytime.
We love Mr. Deladon.
My
I love
dad
Mr. Deladon. Mr. Deladon, I love you
Stop it.
so much. Very handsome.
Yeah, see, he just brings good juju all around.
You can work on my shot, Mr. Deladon.
Next
She
question.
hates on.
You're the worst. Oh my God.
I'm sorry,
Mute
answer the
her
question.
mic. Mute her mic.
We'll go to Tyler.
Hey, Elena. Hey, Tosh. In that first half, Elena, about 2 minutes left to go before the half, you kind of, like Jen said, you kind of took it over. But is there anything that the defense was doing early in that first half that either gave you pause and you kind of had to figure out, or were you just able to finally hit your marks and get your shots going there at the end of the first and then going into the second?
I mean, they were just jamming me and, obviously not helping off of me, but then also sending some doubles. And when we're stagnant and predictable on offense, it makes it really hard for me to get open. So we were able to kind of just attack a little bit better, move the ball side to side, and then the floor opens up from there. But we can also make them pay for playing that way. And I think after seeing it tonight, like, people will be confident, people are going to attack more, and then you have to come out of the defense. So we'll figure out ways to kind of make it a little bit different. But I have all the confidence in this team that we'll come back, we'll bounce back, we'll learn from it, and we'll continue to attack.
It's funny that you say confidence because Mike says that's what you're able to bring when you play in the game. And for Tosh, I'm curious, what's that confidence like having Elena, be at full strength and be able to play when, I mean, you were part of the team where she wasn't in a position to be able to do what she does tonight.
Yeah, her confidence is infectious, and I think Elena does a really good job of leading. I'm the loudmouth, but Elena just leads by example, leads by vocality when she needs to. And I think when you have, her confidence and poise on the floor, it always makes us better, and it trickles down to everyone else. So we're just going to continue to follow her. We go as she goes.
Thank you both.
Thank you.
Thanks.
We'll go to Christos.
Hello, ladies. Hope you're doing well, first of all. Elena, Natasha said before that you are the GOAT, you are the best player in the world. That confidence that your teammates have to you on and off the floor, what does it mean for you, especially at this stage of the season in the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, it means a lot that they trusted me and have faith in me. I think what's meant the most to me is like how they stuck through it when there were moments where it was like, is this girl ever going to play on our team again? Like, is she ever going to play basketball again? So the moments where they poured into me then, that certainly is what has meant the absolute most to me. Like, aside from the game of basketball, like that was the game of life. And I'm grateful for people like Tosh,
I love you,
who, yeah, who had my back and gave me so many words of encouragement when I needed it the most.
And for you, Natasha, what would you like to improve on your game in game 2?
That was directed at me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, what would you like to improve on your game?
I need to do a better job of getting our teammates involved. I don't think there's been a game where it might be one other game where I've had one assist. So finding shooters, instilling confidence in shooters like Alicia Clark, who we need to shoot the ball. So finding her, getting her some easier shots. Same with Ariel Atkins and Shatori Walker-Kimbrough, who can be big for us coming off the bench. And then just taking care of the ball. I never like to see 4 turnovers. And one of the turnovers came during a really big moment in the game. But just carrying over my confidence too. I knew that Seattle, most teams are going to make me score the ball, and I need to take that challenge on. And I think I did tonight. It's just getting my other teammates involved.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Christos.
All right, all set, guys. Thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Made runs. I think we weathered some storms. I thought we had amazing contributions from a lot of people. Ezzy coming in, playing good minutes. Tina had a big rebound, and Jewel just bouncing back and willing some shots in. This is what playoff basketball is about. It's good to get this win, but the job is not done. We'll be focused and ready to roll on Sunday.
All right, open up for questions, Percy.
Hey, Coach, I'm just curious about that fourth quarter and particularly those last few minutes. Just what's maybe didn't go right before then, and then what just kind of went right, especially for like Jewel.
For Jewel, I think first half didn't hit a bucket, but I'm very proud of her because it shows a lot of growth, and especially being here with her as her teammate and knowing in playoff situations that she's been in these and maybe hasn't pushed through, and she pushed through today and in a big way, in a major way. And it wasn't how she started, but how she finished. And those were big buckets down the stretch. We had very good defensive presence and deflections and steals in key situations in that stretch that you're referring to. But we grew up in a big way today, and I feel like the experience of that this team has had within the last few weeks has helped that.
And I think you guys were down 1, and you guys were coming out of the timeout. Was that the play for Jewel? That the mid-range jumper that you hit there, or what?
With the 9 seconds left, that one. Definitely was a play for Jewel. And just her, we didn't align it how we wanted it to, but she made a big read.
Which you seem like maybe coming out of the third quarter, sometime out there, you got a message from Julie. She was heading back from the bench.
Yeah.
Look at it.
What did she do in that possession? The shot that she took. Just wanting her to be aggressive and make the read. What she did with the shot clock was winding down. She passed it to Gabby, and she wanted it. What we rep is to snap it right back to her. But with the crowd and all of those things going on, sometimes you can't hear that particular scheme that we do offensively. And so I just keep it and be aggressive. And she did that.
Yeah, you just touched on the crowd, just talking about
Yeah.
the playoff atmosphere and maybe how that kind of helped you guys pull out the victory.
Yeah, crowd was amazing. And the crowds, I've talked about this, have been amazing for the past however many games on the road and at home. And I think that has really gave us the extra push, but also being in these environments, late in the season has helped just for us to stay poised, to execute and to utilize the crowd in a positive way.
You talked about the battle between Elena and Brianna Stewart. I mean, both over 20 points in this game.
Two of the top players in the game, at the top of their game. Deladon had some tough possessions, and you try to keep her off of her strong hand, her left hand, and she still gets to her sweet spots. And again, I just think Stewie willed her way through this game. Wasn't getting a lot of calls in the first half, but huge shots, gutsy shots, big three in the corner. Big rebounds on the defensive end. So it's if I was a fan and watching, I would enjoy that. As a coach, my armpits were sweating.
I heard you on the rebounding.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Is there any other specific aspects of the game that you guys feel you really had the advantage on?
We're very even with this team. I think we strive to keep our turnovers low. What happens is that at halftime we only had 7, but they had 10 points off of that. And so I think when we keep our turnovers low, when we finish possessions with rebounds on the defensive end, we're able to shoot at a high clip, 50% today. You know what I mean? So just compartmentalizing every aspect of our schemes and defense, and I think there's advantages in that way, just keeping our turnovers low, making sure we rebound and shooting efficiently. Yes. It's interesting because I was thinking about our team before, and everyone has been in a playoff game except for Gabby. Right? Correct me if I'm wrong. She's been in 3?
Yeah.
Excellent. So I'm glad I didn't say that. Edit it out. Everybody in our locker room has been in a playoff atmosphere, and specifically with Gabby, she has progressed so much during the year, being a facilitator, defending tough matchups, and finding her niche on this team. And I think today just the adrenaline kind of caused 4 turnovers for her, but what she does and her activity, you live with it. The rebounds, the aggressiveness, guarding Deladon on those possessions. She's done amazing for us all season.
Let me take a couple quick ones from Zoom and we'll come back into the room. M. Adler, M, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. I just wanted to start off, towards the end of the game, I know you've often subbed into that all defensive lineup as you obviously got those minutes at the end of the game. Just wondering why stick with Sue instead of Bree at the end?
Yeah, sometimes that's just a feel. Kind of locking eyes with Sue, or just kind of not, sometimes not, and just knowing when her matchup was off the ball, and a lot of times when Sue's off the ball, she's quarterbacking. And so the rotations and the talking in those possessions really help. Now, if Sue's assignment was on ball, maybe, you sub Bree in there for the physicality and for that. But I think it was necessary to have Sue on the floor, verbalizing and communicating and leading.
Gotcha. And then, so just going off of that, there was the Mystics ATO about 1:15 left in the fourth, one where it was the Deladon post up, kicked out, swung a couple times, and Atkins missed the 3.
Mhm.
So you you had Gabby coming down to double, you had Sue rotating over to force those tough passes. Just what did that encapsulate for you from the defense? And when you saw those rotations happening, did you just know that was gonna work?
Yeah, yes. I mean, yes and no. You know, we just played the Mystics recently, and we adjusted the way in which we go trap Deladon, knowing that their alignment is more overloaded on the weak side, and so kind of knowing where our X outs need to be. I think one thing that we need to improve on if we go back to this particular scheme is just closing up those traps a little bit tighter so that we could get deflections and get there on the catch and just KYP on closeouts when that happens. So we have to get to Atkins and we have to just close out short on the other players who aren't snipers from three.
Great, thank you.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Em. And Jen Hatfield. Jen, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, just wanted to go back to Elena Deladon a little bit. I know you've mentioned her a couple times, but just curious whether you saw anything change in the Mystics offense as she kind of got rolling in that third quarter into fourth quarter stretch, and kind of what do you do when she starts doing that and hitting, contested shots? Do you just throw up your hands, or is there like, how do you respond to that as
You pray, you ask the Lord to just blow a wind and make that thing change directions. Yeah, I think, she's so sharp in what she does. She's so efficient in what she does. She makes it tough to send a double team because her teammates are able to knock down shots. And sometimes you do. You think about living with just, letting Deladon go off and making sure you stay attached to the shooters and other playmakers on the floor. I think we got to be a little bit more aggressive. I think we have to continue to take her off of her sweet spot, to take her off of her left hand. I think we can improve and do a better job, but that's an amazing player. She's been an MVP in our league. She's an Olympian, and it's not how can you stop her? It's more so how can you continue to contain her and pick spots to be aggressive on her.
Thank you very much.
Thanks,
No
Jen.
problem.
And let's go to Christos.
Coach, congrats on the win, first of all. Speaking about the final 5 minutes of the game, Jewel Lloyd made a step up with 12 points and four shots. Your defense was there at crunch time. Is this the real meaning of winning basketball for you?
It is. We talk about wanting to play our best basketball at the latter part of our season, leading up into postseason. We are now in postseason, and I believe that we are playing at an intensity level that is necessary to win playoff games and to be in playoff games. Again, Jewel, just the growth in her in those minutes in this particular game, knowing that she didn't start off well and played her tail off at the end and didn't quit, didn't die, and got some key deflections on the defensive end. It is very rewarding to see the growth of our team at this particular junction of our season.
Thank you very much, Coach.
Thanks, Christos. One last one from Zoom. Wayne, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. Hey, Coach Quinn. First on the Mystic side, what makes them so hard to just game plan for? You guys are both evenly matched, but just what makes this Mystic squad so tough?
They're tough because they're very similar to us if you think about, the particular players that they have. But I think one other layer of them is just their backcourt, their guard presence. They're big, they're physical, they're able to score on multiple levels. And then, Hines Allen and her versatility off the bench, and Kimbrough coming in and knocking down threes. They have a lot of weapons everywhere on the floor, and it makes it difficult to scheme. If you trap and leave someone open, they're deadly. If you don't trap and go one-on-one, they're deadly. So the firepower that they have in various parts of their team, positions on their team, it makes it difficult.
And last one, Coach, for a second, it looked like the Mystics had the game in hand, but your team showed mental toughness. Can you just talk about that last 40 seconds or so going down the stretch?
Just poise, confidence, knowing, what we need, knowing the game, what the time was on the clock, not rushing, defensively activity. Those are things that, we made some winning plays, and that's how it is in the playoffs. It's possession by possession basketball.
We have time for one last one. Rashawn, go ahead. like maybe the defense was a little bit more up and down through the first 3 quarters. So how happy were you with, getting those final, 2 or 3 stops?
Very happy. As the game adjusts, as Cloud got a little bit more aggressive on our jams with Deladon, so she's going downhill. Then we needed to adjust to that, and I thought that our team was very locked in onto that adjustment. We started switching, as you guys saw, and it took away some downhill drives, but also Deladon got isolations on her guards. But I thought that we communicated. I thought that we were in her space, and we were just poised and focused.
All right, thanks, Coach. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
I think I was just focused on defense. I feel like I got shots early, they didn't go in, and I just stayed patient. I think second half came around and my teammates kept encouraging me. They went to me, and I was able to just get to my spots, and that's kind of what playoffs are about. You got to adjust, and that's what we did, and we were able to get some defensive stops, and the crowd was amazing. I fed off that energy a lot. So yeah, shots went in and I just kept rolling, and they kept encouraging, and we got stops, and that's it.
Then also just in like the final minute there, you guys were down 1, you had a timeout, and coming out of that timeout, I want to say that you took a 3, there was a rebound.
Big
there was a
rebound,
foul,
yeah.
and then you had a shot. Just what, if you could take me through that.
Yeah, no, that's a huge rebound from Tina. I probably could have took a better shot, but it happens. And right when we got the rebound, we were all saying like we wanted to have a dagger. I threw it right to Sue, thinking that she would shoot it, but she's smart and she wasted more time. Very smart player. And then we just executed the same play. It was the same exact play we had before. I just took a different look, a little bit more aggressive, and got to the paint, I believe, and felt a little bit more confident in that area.
So I'm kind of curious, the team where you have an MVP who just won AP Player of the Year, but a lot of times you can bucket late in the game. The ball is in your hand. What does that kind of say about the relationship you and Studio have and your ability to kind of play off each other?
We've been playing together. We've known each other for a long time. It's obviously, to me, it's an honor to be on the floor with her, to be serious about everything, and know that she has the ball late game. I have all the confidence in the world in her, and anyone on our team to take those shots, and same with, vice versa. Like I said, I think late game, everyone was encouraging everybody, like, be ready, step up, and we were able to do that. But she gives me confidence to take shots, and I instill confidence in her. So I appreciate our friendship and us being teammates. It's a privilege.
Yeah, so we talk about you and Elena Deladon just going back and forth in another epic battle. Both of you guys leading scores for your team. Just talk about them.
Elena is really tough to guard, and I think, all 3 of us, have talked about it after the game. Just like, she hit some really tough shots, and that's the goal, is to try and make things difficult, try and make her be more of a facilitator. But she rose to the occasion, and we know we see her again on Sunday, and just trying to be prepared. But it's playoffs. I think that anything that happened throughout the regular season, she was in games, out of games, things like that. Everyone is stepping up to be their best in these moments, because we know nothing is given to us. The opportunity we have right now is not going to be the opportunity we have tomorrow. And luckily we are in series now, but making sure that we take advantage of, what we can do in those 40 minutes on the court.
Looking at the future of the WNBA, I thought Shakira Austin for them, played really well. And then as he came off the bench, gave you guys a huge lift. And so just kind of talk about those 2 young players.
Yeah. Shakira Austin, when you get to this point in the season, you're not a rookie anymore. She came in and she made hustle plays. She got some rebounds, which we will try to clean up, but she understands her spots. And if you can figure that out early in your career in the WNBA, it's definitely going to help you a lot. And Ezzy came in and was just all over the place, things that don't show up on the stat sheet or the box score. The way she was continuing to cut, move, rebound, play defense. That's what we need from her. And that's what we've seen from her this season, and she's just continuing to grow every game.
Gabby, you just kind of had your imprints all over every aspect of this team. Could you talk about the mindset you had going into this? And second question is, do you ever think of those fast breakaways about just trying to go up and dunk one?
Yeah, I know these ones are telling me to. No, I mean, that's just kind of what I want to bring to this team, just reading the flow of the game. Okay, where do I need to be? Me being on cloud allowed me to get my hand on the ball a little bit more, get some more touches, get some more deflections. And yeah, you know, I think I've grown really well into my role here. I've understood what they're asking me to do, what they want from me, and just trying to, like you said, just affect the game in as many ways as I possibly can.
Elena kind of said it as well tonight. She said, we didn't come out with the win, but you have to take a step back and think about how fun that game was. Can you guys just speak to, you did come out with a victory, but how fun is it to be in a game that pushes you to be better kind of every minute with such a tough battle with Washington?
Okay, it's fair. No, I mean, I think when we think about it, and we've talked about it before, and I talked about it to some of you, us in DC have been, you know, winning championships in the finals, competing for championships almost every single year since probably 2018. Their franchise is very professional in what they do, and obviously they understand their system really well, but we knew that this was going to be a battle. We knew that the series was going to be tough. That's why home court advantage was so important, and the fans really showed out tonight. And it's amazing to play here in Climate Pledge. I said it earlier, but we haven't been back here since 2018, and that's the thing that I remember most about those playoffs, was walking out and just the crowd erupting. I would hate to be on the other side of that.
And then Jewel, kind of just walk me through the final 2 minutes. You guys are down 1, and then being able to shut them down and execute on offense.
Yeah, I mean, every time out, every time we had our little huddle, it was get stops, rebound, get stops. We were able to do that, and on offense, because we were able to get stops, we were able to set up our offense and execute down the stretch. And I mean, that's playoff basketball. It's being able to execute on both ends of the floor in crunch time, and we were able to do that. But we definitely fed off the crowd, we fed off each other, and literally just defense stops, get stops.
Take a question from Christos. Jake Christos, go ahead.
Hello, ladies. Congratulations on the win. Joel, first of all, great t-shirt.
Oh, thank you.
I would like to ask you, for 35 minutes, your shots didn't fall in, but your teammates always pass the ball to you. In the last 5 minutes, what was the biggest change? And what was your mindset in the last 5 minutes?
Yeah, I don't know, just trying to get to my spots. It definitely helps when your teammates and coaches are telling you, you know, come get the ball and encouraging me. I know spots on the floor I like, and I was able to get there, and, you know, great screens. Yeah, I mean, they were going in. I felt good. Even in the first half, the shots I was taking, but I think getting to the free throw line early in the second half too allowed me kind of get a little rhythm. But yeah, I mean, shots went in, and yeah.
Thank you very much. And for you, Stewie, wins like this, the way that you won tonight, what does it represent about Storm, about the basketball that you would like to play in the playoffs?
Wins like tonight just show that we're relentless. You know, we know that basketball is a game of runs, and Washington had theirs, and it was a pretty late run, and we were able to kind of combat that and come back and make a run of our own, and just know that the roster that we have, we trust one another so much offensively and defensively to know that we're going to make big plays down the stretch.
Thank you very much.
And we'll wrap up with M. Nadler. M, go ahead.
Hey, want to start off just asking Jewel. So before you came on, Noe gave a quote. She said something basically like in previous years, you might not have been able to push through, you know, the first 3 quarters. You had to have that sort of fourth quarter explosion. Just have you felt a personal growth in your game to be able to get to that point, to be able to do that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm 8 years in. If I haven't grown, then that's a problem.
Oh my God, you're so old.
I'm old, man. You know, I'm a vet. Like, we're vets on this team, you know? Yeah, for sure. You know, that's the the player I'm trying to grow into, the person I want to be. It's just growth. I want to evolve. And so, yeah, I mean, as a rookie, you get frustrated. You're not making shots, right? Like you get frustrated, you know, you're used to things being smooth and things like that. But you've been in this league a while. You understand the flow of the game. You understand who you are, your teammates, time, score, all those things. So, yeah, I would hope that I've grown.
Of course. Stu, I wanted to ask, Jewel obviously had 12 points in the fourth quarter. You had 12 in the third. Just what is it in your game to be able to, take over for a quarter, and then when your teammate, catches fire, just step back and be able to help on that?
I think, Jewel touched on it a little bit before, but just the trust that we have in one another. We both know that when we get into a good rhythm, feels like everything is going to go in, and having that confidence in the shots that we shoot, and just knowing that, whether I was the one making the shots or Jewel was the one making the shots or Gabby was the one making the shots, we're continuing to make plays for one another to make these things happen. And Jewel was clutch big time down the stretch. And she just continued to stick with it. I think that, it doesn't matter if shots don't go in. She has to continue to keep shooting them, because eventually the tide is going to even out. And it did, and she's clutch. MVP.
All right, thanks, everybody. Appreciate your time. Get back here. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. All right, I have a good idea.